Good morning vlog. I'm changing everything. I listened to a podcast yesterday and it was my final straw. I'm changing everything. Okay, that's so dramatic. I am coming up with a new morning routine. As you saw, I added a new item to my morning, what do I even call that? My brain is not working. I haven't had my coffee yet. I already don't like this new schedule I'm on. Okay, let's rewind. Yesterday, I listened to a podcast. It's the Diary of a CEO, the one with Stephen Bartlett. He was talking to this woman. What is her name? Dr. Stacy Sims reveals the science-backed secrets for optimal health and fitness every woman needs. Dr. Stacy is an exercise physiologist, nutrition scientist, and expert in female-specific nutrition and exercise. I'm only an hour into the podcast and it's 2 hours long, and I was raging listening to this because it was basically telling me that men have it so easy. They don't have to worry about anything. Their lives are so simple. They just la 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 la. They don't have to worry about anything. Health, that's like really dramatic. I know that there's a lot of health issues that men have to deal with, but women, we have to deal with our menstrual cycles, our hormones. There's so many more factors when it comes into women's health. And what was aggravating me the most is that so many of our health and fitness studies, actually basically all of them, they've all been done on men. So all of the data that we have on health and fitness, things like fasting, like intermittent fasting, and how to build muscle and how quickly you need to eat food after you work out, all of those studies have been done on men, and women are so different. And it just bothers me that as a society we put men on these pedestals of let's base everything around men. And I know it probably wasn't intentional a lot of the time. I mean, yes, it was. Yes, it was. Men weren't thinking, well, should we check if women are different than men? No, they were just like, we are the baseline. No, I was getting pissed listening to this, but she was saying so many interesting things. And as I said, this was my final straw of finally agreeing to eat some protein before I have my coffee. Listen, I know everyone's been telling me to do this for so long. There's so many conflicting things because then sometimes people are like, well, it's actually not that bad. And you know what? For some reason, I trust this woman with my life. Everything she was saying, I was just resonating with it and her whole story. She looks amazing and she clearly knows what she's talking about. A couple of things that I'm gonna be changing that I gathered from this podcast, which I do still have an hour left. So I don't even know what else I'm gonna figure out. I'll let you know. But so far, I have decided that I'm gonna have at least 15 grams of protein in the morning. First thing when I wake up. She said within half an hour of waking up. I'm not even finished drinking my water at that point. I'll try, but I think it's more within 45 minutes for me. So now every morning, at least for now, turkey bacon's my go-to because it's very easy to just get a clean 15 grams of protein from those. I mean, when I say clean, I don't mean like it's a clean, healthy source. It's kind of processed, but we're getting there. I started with that in the morning instead of having my Brazil nuts. I'm gonna have those later because everything she was saying was to have protein and carbs in the morning. She didn't mention fat at all. So I'm gonna save the Brazil nuts for when I have my actual breakfast later on. I don't work out in the morning. She was saying that fasted workouts for women are like the worst thing you can do. Awesome, I'm so glad I spent 5, 6, 7 years working out fasted, because the men didn't want to research women. I also typically fast basically every morning. And she was like, that's the worst thing women can do because it's so bad for your hormones. Oh, my bad. So basically I do everything wrong. She was saying at night, you should stop eating by 6 p.m. Girl, I'm not even home from the gym at 6 p.m. I'm still working out at 6 p.m. So no can do on that one. She says to try not to eat too much before bed. Like you're supposed to just have your dinner and then fast until the next morning, so just overnight while you're sleeping, and then within half an hour, eat food so you prevent your cortisol from spiking. I literally do the opposite. I usually eat breakfast at 11 a.m., so I fast all morning and I just have a black coffee and my greens and stuff, but I feel like that doesn't really count. So I have my coffee, I eat at 11, and then at night, I have my dinner at 7:30, 8, and then I have snacks until like 9, and then I go right to bed. So I'm literally doing everything wrong, girl. We'll see how long I can keep up with making some of these changes, but I'm gonna try. I mean, there's nothing I can do about eating late. When I get home from the gym, I have my dinner, and that's that. I'll try to have less snacks at night, but also life's too short, so I'll probably still have snacks at night because I love having a little snacky before bed. What I can change is eating first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna have my turkey bacon with my greens and my water before my coffee every day. And we'll see if that does anything for me. I don't know. Also, men can fast. They can work out fasted. They can fast all morning and be fine. It's not affecting their muscles. Whereas girls, if you work out fasted, you are using up your own lean mass, so your muscle mass, to have energy to work out. So now I'm also making sure that I do eat enough before I work out too. So if you wake up in the morning and you work out fasted, I highly recommend having some protein and carbs before you go to the gym, even just something small. I don't need to have too many carbs in the morning because I'm not working out first thing. I'm literally just at my computer. So that's why I'm just having the protein source. Anyways, so the other interesting thing that she said was after a workout, I was always told that it's a myth that you need to eat right after you work out because it's the anabolic window and you're gonna lose your gains if you don't get protein right away. And I was always like, that's not true, because so many people were like, you don't need to do that. Yeah, if you're a man, you don't need to do that. Men can eat 2 hours after a workout and it doesn't make a difference. Women, she said, you need to have 35 grams of protein 45 minutes after you work out. Some days I won't eat for 2 hours after I work out. Think of the muscle mass I could have if I had been eating in the mornings, not training fasted. My butt would be huge at this point if I had known this stuff. A lot of this is my own fault because I'm sure I could have done a ton of my own research, but still a lot of it is just kind of new coming out for women. So I think I'm gonna start having a protein shake every day after the gym if I don't make dinner fast enough, if that makes sense. For example, last night I had salmon, and salmon takes 15 minutes to cook. So that's fine. I didn't need to have a protein shake. But on days where I'm making something that takes 45 minutes in the oven, I'm gonna start having a protein shake right after the gym. I've been loving Good Protein. They did send me some stuff to try, not sponsored. They just sent me some stuff to try. It's a Canadian company, vegan, and it's quite literally the best protein I've ever had in my life. I don't understand how they make it so good. The strawberry one, insane. I've finished 2 bags of their protein already. I only have 1 left. It's a chai latte flavor. I haven't even tried it yet. So I'm gonna start having that after the gym so that I'm not, losing lean mass. I highly recommend listening to that podcast. I gave you some brief cliff notes, but I still do have an hour. So I'll try to listen to the rest of it today. But then the other thing that I'm changing about my morning routine, firstly, I haven't even had my coffee yet. I did some emails after I had my turkey bacon and my greens, and I have not had my coffee yet, so I really need to make that. What I'm gonna do, oh my God, sorry, I'm right up in your face. I'm trying to grab the stuff on the counter. So I don't remember if I mentioned this book in my last video. I don't know why I picked this one up. I'm not talking about this right now, but I am quite far through that. My therapist gave me another book to read. I have not finished reading the last one she gave me, but she really wants me to read this one. So I'm gonna bump this one up to read before. It's called Unwinding Anxiety. New science shows how to break the cycles of worry and fear to heal your mind. So I think now in the mornings I don't want to read this. I don't like reading self-helpy type books. I would just rather read about serial killer men. I'm gonna force myself every day to read a chapter of this while I have my coffee. It's like a reward system, When I'm having my delicious, beautiful, yummy coffee, I also have to read this. I'm gonna continue this for a little bit while I make my coffee.
The dosing for bodybuilding is 5 grams 4 times a day.
Creatine supplication improves recovery.
Loading dose estimate.
Which is where?
So around day 12 or 13 on a 28-day cycle.
Okay, this is so interesting. We're getting to a really good part. She's about to start talking about how your menstrual cycle, the entire cycle, the full 28 to 30, whatever it is, days, how it affects working out and eating and how you should train. And this, I have a feeling I'm about to go down a giant rabbit hole. This summer, I was looking more into training with my menstrual cycle and trying to adjust. I've kind of fallen off it a little bit simply because it's just so much easier to just Monday's leg day, Tuesday's rest, Wednesday's upper body versus adjusting my schedule every single week depending on what point of my period I'm in. Men do not even need to think. Men do not even need to put any thought into this. They can just train and work out hard all the time. Girls, we get 1 week where we feel strong. 1 week where we feel kind of good about ourselves. The rest of the month, a man could not survive in our brains. Anyways, she's about to start talking about that, but something else I gathered that while I was listening, she did recommend all women, especially if you live somewhere cold and you don't get a lot of sunlight, should take vitamin D3. My devil of a naturopath made me stop taking vitamin D3, which I guess honestly was fair because my levels were really high because we tested, when we did my blood testing a year ago now at this point, my level of vitamin D was very high, but that's because it was summer. In the winter, I think I definitely need to start taking vitamin D again. That was the one supplement she was like, women should take this. Everything else, she was like, you can take a fish oil, you can take these extra vitamins, iron if you need to, but vitamin D is what she highly recommends everyone takes, especially as people who, you know, don't get any sunlight in the winter and don't even go outside. So I'm gonna start taking vitamin D again. I just texted Jenny about how sore my butt is. Guys, the new workout program that we worked on together in my last video, I mean, I've only done 1 day. It's been 1 day. I did the Monday glute workout. Those straight leg deadlifts with the twist and then the step ups, we couldn't even do the kickbacks by the time we got to them. We only did 2 sets because our butts were so sore. If you want to get that shelf, I'm calling this the shelf workout. I'm gonna post it on Instagram today, so you guys have probably seen it already, but go do that workout. My butt is so sore. I just texted her about it and she was like, same. It's time. It's time to do my required reading. This is like school. I'm gonna take this seriously. We're annotating, we're highlighting, we're learning. If there's anything cool in here, I'll let you guys know. Look at me doing all this. I'm doing all this extra research on fitness and anxiety, and I will just give you guys the information. Oh, I need to put, guys, I'm sick of these. No, don't get me wrong. I like these glasses, but I'm so sick of having permanent marks on my nose. Like, this can't be good for my nose, right? I feel like this is damaging my skin and I don't know what to do because they're not even that heavy and these were expensive. Is it bad for my skin? Like, am I gonna have marks for the rest of my life? Because they don't really go away. Whatever, I don't wanna have a headache, so I need to put them on. I'm still on page 1 of the introduction and I am already underlining something. One of the reasons so many people fail to see that they have anxiety is the way it hides in bad habits. I just finished the introduction and I'm actually really excited to read this. It actually sounds so interesting and so helpful. He just talks so much about how anxiety, this is just an intro, so he's just kind of explaining his background and all the clinical trials he's done. He's a scientist, he sounds super smart, but I also like how he writes. He's just talking about how anxiety is a bad habit that we create to deal with negative emotions that we're avoiding. The results of my clinical psychiatry practice, research, and concept distillation make up this book, which I hope will be a useful and pragmatic guide to changing how you understand anxiety so that you can work with it effectively. And as a bonus, break all those unhelpful habits and addictions. I'm really excited to look at this through the lens of 2 things. Firstly, my therapist recommended this book to me when we were talking about appearance because I have a lot of anxiety around how I look. So she wants me to look at it through the lens of dealing with my appearance, I guess, and being so, like, I am focused 24/7 on how my face looks, and it's become such a habit that I don't even realize I'm doing it all the time. I can't walk past a mirror without looking in it and finding something I'm not liking. you know? It's an automatic habit. So I'm looking at it through that lens, and I'm also looking at it through the lens of overeating and stress eating. So dealing with a lot of my relationship with food, just the point I'm at now and how I used to binge eat and still kind of do sometimes. So I'm looking at it through those two lenses of my appearance and overeating and stress eating. And I'm actually really excited to dive into this. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in school learning. This is so interesting. I was a hater like 10 minutes ago, and now I've become a studious little student. We all get anxious. It's a part of life. Yet how we deal with it is critical. If we don't know how anxiety shows up or why, we might get caught up in temporary distractions or short-term fixes that actually feed it, creating bad habits in the process. Have you ever eaten ice cream or cookies when you're stressed? Or we might spend our whole lives adding to our anxiety by trying to cure it. Why can't I just find out why I'm anxious and fix it? That's what this book is all about. I don't have panic attacks. He described two main types of anxiety, one being like a tea kettle where it's urgent and you have a panic attack and it's like intense, and the other one is more of a slow burn. That one's definitely me. I don't have panic attacks, but I would say I'm nervous and worrying about something 24/7. I know I'm a hater of self-help books, but this guy's writing is actually so good. I actually giggled. I laughed at one point. I am enjoying this so far. This man is so toxic. I really hope people don't read dark romance and take it seriously. I did read/see, I don't know where I saw this. Maybe it was a TikTok, honestly, probably. A TikTok about a girl saying that us girls like to read dark romance because we can experience things that we wouldn't feel safe experiencing in real life, which does make sense. Do not romanticize, me saying do not romanticize it when literally I posted this on my story the other day. But that's in a funny way. I'm like, haha, this is so funny, not serious. I don't actually want someone to threaten unaliving other people for me, please. Anyways, it's a slow cooker day today. I'm about to start making dinner, so I just wanted to kind of show you my little slow cooker situation. Today I have these giant hunks of red meat. This is top sirloin. I do a bunch of carrots and I have some russet potatoes. I'll probably use steak spice. Yeah, I'll probably use steak spice for this. Sometimes I do onion, soy sauce, or olive oil, but I think I'm just gonna do steak spice today. But it's just a very quick, simple, easy thing to do. You just toss it in the slow cooker, let it sit for 8 hours. So simple. I just finished God of Malice. This was a really long book. It was almost 600 pages, 550 pages. I don't think it needed 2 epilogues. I also don't know at which point I started to love Killian. You'll never be able to take her away from me. You can break my legs and arms, but I can still crawl toward her. Oh, okay, so you're gonna crawl towards her. I love the microtrope of crawling. A man crawling to a, yep. Yep. He's very much the like touch her and die. He's very protective, possessive. You're mine. No one else can even look at you or breathe in your direction. So if you're into that, you're gonna love Killian. I ended up giving this a 3.75, which is pretty high for a dark romance for me. The spice was well written. I thought the storyline was pretty good. Again, I do think it was a teeny bit long, but we did get introduced to all the other characters that are gonna be in the rest of the series. We get to put it on the shelf and pick a new book. This is so exciting. I'm not fully sure what I wanna read next, but I'm craving fantasy. I desperately need a fae fantasy, because I haven't read a fae fantasy actually in a while. I need some fae. I desperately need some fae. Is it time for Metal Slinger? I think it might be time for Metal Slinger. Oh, it's so satisfying putting a book on the shelf. Actually, I need that. On TikTok, I'm recording every single time I finish a book this year, getting to my reading goal. So I think I'm gonna do Metal Slinger. There's fae in this, right? Okay, I don't even really know what this is about from reading the back. That was not helpful. I think this is what I wanna do next. Such a big decision. I also really need to go shovel the driveway because it has been snowing a lot. I do also wanna go pick up my mail because there's something really exciting in there. So we will unbox that together. I should just go shovel the driveway right now, shouldn't I? I did it. I downloaded Crooked Kingdom. I simply need an audiobook while I shovel the driveway. I can't do it without, you know, multitasking. So I did decide on Crooked Kingdom out of all my audiobook options. And I'm so happy I did. I'm only on chapter 3, eating it up. I forgot how much I love these characters. And there's so many different POVs, so I'm really happy with that decision. But the decision I might not be too happy about is the package that I ordered, because the way I thought it was gonna be 3 times the size that it is, I don't know why it's this small. I don't think I've told you what it is, so let's unbox it together. Actually, I'm gonna unbox it for TikTok, and you guys can also be here. Okay, this actually might be one of my new favorite purchases that I've ever made. I did just unbox it. I really just took it out of the bag on TikTok because I wanted to use that sound. This is gonna give you a hint as to what it is. You know the sound of Tarn from Fourth Wing, the dragon, when he's like, I know exactly who and what you are, Violet Sorngale. That sound goes crazy. Why do I like Tarn the best out of all the characters in Fourth Wing? Tarn is literally my favorite. Why do I have a crush on a dragon? I don't know. But let me just show you my new baby. No, this is the best thing I own. This is the Snow Dragon Jelly Cat. He's so floppy and cute. Like, I just want to snuggle him. He's like a little cat. I love him so much. My son, my child, my baby. No, this is the cutest thing I have ever seen. Just his floppy little body. This is actually the perfect size. I thought it was gonna be smaller when I got the package, but they had him all squished up in there. Oh my God. Oh my God. What do I name him? Solove. No, I absolutely need to name him Solove. Solove is in the Winter Night trilogy. It means nightingale in Russian. If you know who the character is. I was thinking I could name, what's the white mare's name? What's Morozko's horse's name? Why am I not remembering? Because for some reason I think it means snow or winter or something like that, which would be very fitting for my snow dragon. I think I want to go read my book and cuddle with my dragon. My little Solove. It's Tuesday, so I'm not working out today. So I think I'm gonna go cuddle Solove and start Metal Slinger. And I was just listening to Crooked Kingdom. This is the best night ever. I just got distracted for far too long looking up Zodiac Academy merch on Etsy. I will be placing an order soon. I'm looking for the perfect sweater, the perfect hoodie that just encapsulates Zodiac Academy, and I feel like I haven't really found it yet, so I'm deep diving on Etsy. If you have any good links, let me know. But I've been searching. So I was doing that for a bit and suddenly it's dark. I'm gonna go wash my face. I'm gonna start this book tonight. You will not be getting my thoughts in this video because I think I'm gonna wrap up this video here, but just know that the rest of the night I'm gonna be enjoying this, probably finishing up Squid Game season 2. If you know, you know. I quite literally can't get that song in my head. I also started watching Tell Me Lies. Is that what it's called? Tell Me Lies? Which I believe is based on a book as well. And everyone has been raging about it and I feel really left out. So I did start that show as well. So I'll probably watch a bit of that tonight too. The main guy in that show, I want to punch him square in the jaw. I've never punched anyone in the face. I don't know if I physically could. Do you ever think about that? Just sit back and picture punching someone as hard as you can in the face. I don't know if I'm capable of that. With these tiny little wrists, I would probably break my own wrist doing that. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I just wanted to say goodnight and now I'm rambling. Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Love ya.